Thank you for watching the following presentation for the second public meeting open house in support of the Brookings Area Transportation Plan. The following presentation provides an introduction to the material being presented within the open house, which includes the information shown on the display boards, comment maps, and informational handout. The mission of the South Dakota Department of Transportation is, we provide a safe and efficient public transportation system. Additional information on the DOT's mission and vision is provided on their website at dot.sd.gov. The purpose of the second open house is to provide a brief study update and overview, present preliminary study recommendations, and gather public and stakeholder feedback. This meeting serves as a final check-in and opportunity to provide a study review and conversation on the preliminary study recommendations developed to date. The purpose of the Brookings Area Transportation Plan, or BATP, is to be a long-range multimodal plan for the Brookings Area Transportation Network for the next 25 years. This plan will guide transportation decisions and investments for primary modes of travel, including bicyclists, pedestrians, transit users, and motorists. The BATP is a collaborative effort between the City of Brookings, South Dakota Department of Transportation, partnering agencies, study stakeholders, and the public. For the Brookings Area Transportation Plan, a study advisory team was formed to provide feedback and guidance at key study milestones. The study advisory team was made up of representatives from the City of Brookings, South Dakota Department of Transportation, Brookings Municipal Utilities, South Dakota State University, City of Aurora, and Brookings County. The study area for the Brookings Area Transportation Plan encompasses current city limits for the cities of Brookings and Aurora and the larger Brookings Joint Jurisdictional Area. Study area limits extend to 200 Street to the north, South Dakota Highway 324 to the south, Brookings County Highway 23 to the east, and Brookings County Highway 7 to the west. There are four main objectives for the study. The first objective is to identify current and potential transportation issues and needs within the BATP study area. The second is to develop feasible solutions for identified issues and needs. The third is to engage the traveling public in the study development process. And lastly, the fourth objective is to create a long-range, multimodal transportation plan for the Brookings area. This open house is the first step in working towards finalizing study recommendations. Following this open house, we will go through and refine preliminary recommendations if needed, and will then meet with the study advisory team to finalize recommendations and the study report. We anticipate this process will culminate in the final report at the end of March 2026. At today's open house, there will be a series of display boards and table comment maps presenting study preliminary recommendations. There is also an informational handout summarizing study goals, schedule, ways to provide feedback, and study contact information. These materials, along with the opportunity to discuss recommendations with study team members, submit in-person comments on maps or comment cards, and provide comments online via the study website, represent methods to present your feedback to the study team. The first set of display boards depict Brookings area daily traffic volumes for year 2024 and forecasted volumes in year 2050. These traffic volumes serve as foundational baseline elements of the study and help shape the definition of future transportation issues and needs. Based on the future 2050 daily traffic volumes, Brookings area roadways were assessed under existing number of lanes to determine any potential future level of service issues. This board identifies select roadways that are anticipated to fall below study level of service goals through year 2050 and may need additional through or turn lanes. The next set of display boards cover various elements of the Major Roads Plan. The Major Roads Plan is a long-range vision of all Brookings area public streets that establishes a roadway prioritization hierarchy. The plan identifies prioritized roadways for truck and emergency routes, as well as future candidates for jurisdictional transfer within City of Brookings growth areas. This plan will also serve as a guide for future development and transportation projects. As part of the Major Roads Plan, a number of roadways within City of Brookings growth areas have been identified as candidates for future jurisdictional transfer from a township, Brookings County, or South Dakota Department of Transportation. Future jurisdictional transfers are prioritized into tiers including Tier 1, a high priority to address existing needs, Tier 2, a medium priority dependent on future development, and Tier 3, a low priority or long-range need. It is important to stress that the implementation of any future jurisdictional transfer requires detailed agreements between the agencies involved. In accordance with the Major Roads Plan, street typical sections were developed for new, reconstructed, or retrofitted streets in the Brookings area. Two display boards showcase these street typical sections, which include either urban or rural elements, lane and or shoulder widths, the presence of raised medians or center two-way left turn lanes, curb and gutter, and bicyclist and pedestrian facilities including shared use paths, on-street separated bike lanes, and or sidewalk. The first board to the left displays urban and rural street sections for arterial or collector roadways, while the second board to the right focuses on collector and local streets. One major component of the BATP is the Brookings Area Safety Action Plan. This is a comprehensive plan to reduce and eliminate fatal and serious injury crashes within the Brookings Area Transportation Network by 2050. This plan includes a robust safety review of Brookings area intersections and roadways, as well as specific safety evaluations for the downtown Brookings area. The Brookings Area Safety Action Plan aligns with the United States Department of Transportation's current Safe Streets and Roads for All, or SS4A, grant funding program criteria, as well as the Safe System Approach guidance. Major components of the Safety Action Plan include the High Injury Network, the Systemic Risk Network, and the Safety Priority Network. The High Injury Network, or HIN, is an analysis that identifies Brookings area intersections and corridor segments with higher injury crash rates when considering traffic exposure. This is based on crash records from January 2019 through June 2024. This analysis directly supports the Safe System Approach and the goal of eliminating traffic fatalities and serious injuries. These locations on the HIN represent prime opportunities for reactive safety project investments. The Systemic Risk Network, or SRN, is an analysis that identifies Brookings area intersections and corridor segments with multiple systemic risk crash characteristics, regardless of severity or traffic exposure. Such characteristics include the involvement of vulnerable road users, or bicyclists and pedestrians, lane departures, speeding, and other crash types more prevalent amongst injury crashes. These locations represent prime opportunities for proactive systemic safety project investments. Finally, the Safety Priority Network, or SPN, is a map identifying prioritized locations for potential future safety improvement projects based on locations identified in the HIN, SRN, and or through public and stakeholder feedback. One of the Safety Action Plan display boards includes an activity showcasing several of the safety strategies highlighted in the plan. The study team is seeking your feedback and preferences on which of these strategies to prioritize and promote. These strategies include countermeasures such as rectangular rapid flashing beacons, pedestrian hybrid beacons with refuge islands, leading pedestrian intervals, curve extensions, road diets or roadway reconfigurations, and roundabouts. For more information on each of these strategies, please review the descriptions and linked web page sources on this display board. Another major component of the BATP was the Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan. This plan updates recommendations for bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure improvements identified in the previous 2017 City of Brookings Bicycle Master Plan. This updated plan reflects changes in local priorities, incorporates recent South Dakota DOT study recommendations along US Highway 14, the US Highway 14 bypass, and the I-29 exit 133 interchange, and includes additions to the transportation network such as the 20th Street South interchange and shared use path. The updated plan identifies future bicycle and pedestrian facilities and crossing improvements throughout the city, as well as opportunities for future community connectivity to the cities of Volga and Aurora. There are also a series of intersection and roadway projects identified throughout the Brookings area within the BATP. The recommended intersection and roadway corridor projects represent major projects to be completed through the study's 2050 planning horizon year. These projects were identified based on capacity, intersection control, or safety needs determined through analysis. In addition, other planned area projects from the South Dakota DOT and City of Brookings are incorporated into this map. As part of the BATP, several Brookings area corridors were evaluated for the feasibility of a potential road diet or roadway reconfiguration. Road diets are a traffic calming technique that reconfigures streets to improve traffic and safety and reallocate space for other travel modes like bicyclists and pedestrians. Through evaluation, a road diet or roadway reconfiguration was identified as feasible for all locations, and a series of potential project concepts were developed. These concepts reconfigure select streets to incorporate multimodal traffic and safety improvements. Locations identified for a potential road diet and have developed concepts include Madera Avenue from 6th Street to 8th Street, Main Avenue South from 8th Street South to 20th Street South, 15th Street South from Madera Avenue South to 17th Avenue South, and Summit Pass from 16th Avenue South to Western Avenue South. Concepts for each illustrative road diet or roadway reconfiguration corridor are presented on individual display boards and represent opportunities to vote or provide your feedback on concept preferences. Each board depicts the existing corridor and concepts that include 4 proposed options. Each option has variations of the following elements, such as narrowed travel lanes for traffic calming, shortened pedestrian crossing distances, and additional facilities such as shared use paths or on-street separated bicycle lanes. Finally, as part of the downtown safety evaluation and updated bicycle and pedestrian plan, 3 priority downtown Brookings corridors were evaluated for potential complete streets projects to incorporate additional multimodal features. Complete streets are streets that are designed with the safety and comfort of all road users in mind, and focus on providing traffic calming and ensuring safety for vulnerable road users. Downtown corridors with illustrative complete streets projects include Main Avenue from 3rd Street to 6th Street, 5th Avenue from 3rd Street to 6th Street, and 3rd Avenue from 3rd Street to 6th Street. Concepts for each illustrative downtown complete streets corridor are presented on individual display boards and represent an opportunity to vote or provide your feedback on concept preferences. Each board depicts the existing corridor and concepts that include between 1 and 3 proposed options. These concepts include variations of the following elements: narrowed travel lanes for traffic calming, shortened pedestrian crossing distances, on-street separated bicycle lanes, and front-out angle parking. For Main Avenue, there are 3 concepts which all include narrowed travel lanes and the addition of on-street bike lanes. Concepts vary by the type of on-street bike lanes, which include conventional bike lanes with no vehicular traffic separation, bike lanes separated with on-street pavement markings, and bike lanes separated with a raised curb. It should be noted that all proposed Main Avenue concepts include front-out angle parking. This is where motorists back into angled parking spaces and exit driving forward. Front-out angle parking is recommended on streets that feature both on-street bicycle facilities and angle parking to improve visibility for bicyclists. Additional benefits include vehicles not having to back into moving traffic upon departure, door swings that point children toward the sidewalk rather than the street, and safer trunk accessibility from the sidewalk. For 5th Avenue, there is one main proposed concept, which includes a conversion from 3 lanes to 2 lanes, narrow travel lane widths, the retention of on-street parallel parking spaces, and on-street separated bike lanes with pavement marking buffers. Lastly, for 3rd Avenue, there is one main proposed concept, which includes a conversion from 3 lanes to 2 lanes, narrowed travel lane widths, the retention of on-street parallel parking spaces, and on-street separated bike lanes with pavement marking buffers. Before concluding the presentation, we would like to circle back to the final objective of this meeting, where we are looking for your input on the various study preliminary recommendations. There are several opportunities to provide comments, including leaving comments on the activity display boards or comment maps that depict the safety priority network, bicycle and pedestrian plan, and intersection and roadway corridor projects. In addition, you can submit a comment card available at the public open house, reach out directly to any of the study contacts, or submit a comment directly through the study website. And with that, the study team would like to thank you for your interest and participation in this study. We are requesting comments back by Wednesday, March 11th to allow the study team to efficiently work to finalize recommendations and prepare the final study report by the end of March 2026. Study information and contacts are shown here and available on the informational handout as well as on the website. Again, thank you for your input, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the study contacts, including Charlie Richter with the City of Brookings, Katrina Burkhart with the South Dakota DOT, or Tom Cook with HDR, or submit a question through the study website at www.brookingsatp.com. Thank you.